What's up guys, today I'll be showing you how to build the best raid farm in the newest version of Minecraft. This farm allows you to get up to 6 Totems of Undying within a single raid, along with some other good stuff like emeralds, saddles, and of course that delicious XP. Here's everything you're going to need to build the farm. The amount of building blocks will vary depending on how detailed and roomy you want your farm to be. However, I will think you need at least, let's say 15 stacks of building materials. This could be dirt, stone, netherrack, it doesn't really matter. For the fence gates, you'll need a non-burnable material, so that would be either crimson or warped wood that can be found in the nether. The sponges and ladders are optional, and also I have 2 lava buckets shown here because this will help speed up the building process, and the more lava buckets you have, the faster this can be built. I'll be building my farm in an open ocean far away from any land. I'll be doing this because it does not require you to clear any extra land for the farm area, and then also because it's going to guarantee that the pillagers will always spawn where we want them to. So make your way out into the ocean and find a nice open area. I would build this at least 200 blocks away from any land just to be safe. One last thing before we start, it might help that you try to find a village close by wherever you're building this, because later we're going to be moving a villager out here to the farm, so it's going to help if you're closer to a village. But alright, here we go. Step 1, swim down to the bottom and build up to the surface. Make your block even with the water level and mark this block. This block will be our center point, and we will build out in every direction from it. So use a different block to make it obvious, or just use a torch like I did. From this center block, build out an additional 32 blocks. Once done, go back to the center and build out an additional 32 blocks in every direction. When finished, you should have something that looks like this, a giant plus sign. Now you can connect the corners together, making a giant square. Now on to step 2. For this step, you can go about it in a couple different ways. The first way is the slower way, which is filling in these 4 large square areas by hand, or you can just use lava buckets to turn the water into stone. The lava bucket way really isn't too much faster, but I will say that it's not as repetitive and is a bit more satisfying to do. However, if you are filling in these areas by hand, you're going to need 64 stacks of 64. So if you don't already have that many materials of a certain block, then collecting that will most definitely take longer than getting a few lava buckets. I'll be using the lava bucket way, and all you need to do is place the lava down on top of a block and give it a few seconds to spread around. This is why having multiple lava buckets going at the same time will really help speed things up, so that you can be constantly picking up and placing down the lava. Once you get to the edges, just be a little careful that you don't have a lot spill over, but it doesn't really matter because you can just break these blocks that do. Once you're all done, you should have a 65 by 65 flat area. Again, it's 65 by 65 because you have that one center block. Place some torches all around so when working at night, something like this won't happen. And now we're on to step 3. The third step is building the funnel for the pillagers. So to start off, go to your center block and build up from it 1 block. Place 1 non-burnable gate on each side of the block, and then break the center block and also the original one right below it. Inside this hole, place a 5th gate and open all 5 gates. Now from one of the gates, build out 5 blocks and then break the 4 blocks that you would just place that are in between the gate and the 5th block. If done right, you should have a single block placed 6 spaces away from the dead center. Go ahead and do this 3 more times on each side of the center block. Once done, it should look like this, and now you can connect the blocks together, making a square. Next, go ahead and break all the blocks inside the square, leaving only the 5 gates. Then build a floor inside the square. When looking at the inside wall of the square, count down 3 blocks. This 3rd block will be the floor, and when done, it should look something like this. Next, from the center block, which is now the single lower gate, break the block directly below it. Now break an additional 2 blocks in every direction, making a small plus sign. Then from the center block, break the 4 diagonal blocks, making a diamond type shape. Now on the tip of the plus sign, build down 4 blocks. This 4th block will be your floor, so just extend it out a little bit so you don't get confused. Go ahead and do this on the other 3 sides of the plus sign. And then you can connect the sides together, and once done, you should have a 5 by 5 square that is 3 blocks deep. The last part of this step is to clear out the water, so just use your sponges if you have them, or if not, then just use some dirt or sand to fill in the space and then break it all. To start off step 4, pick any corner inside the little room. It doesn't really matter which one, and then go to the corner and break the floor block. From this corner, we'll dig down 20 blocks, so including the block that you just broke, dig down an additional 19 blocks. If you're building through some water, then just go ahead and place 19 blocks below this little floor area on all 4 sides, making an enclosed 1x1 column thing. Now that we're 20 blocks deep, go ahead and look down and dig down an additional 1 block, and then jump up and place a hopper going into the side of one of these blocks. Then dig a few blocks out and place a chest in front of the hopper. Now from the chest, dig straight out 10 blocks. At this 10th block, you can place a ladder going up because this is where you'll enter and exit your farm. If you want to have stairs leading down here, then from this 10th block, just start making your stairs going up from here. I'll be using ladders, so from this 10th block, I will just build my column straight back up to the flat area I made. Next, we need to build a small room down by the chest. The nice part about this is that it doesn't really matter how fancy or simple you make this room, but I would make it at least 8 wide and 4 deep. As far as how the setup goes, that also doesn't really matter, but to be safe, I would build it just like I have it. The chest will be the reference point I'll be using when explaining how to set up this room. So when digging out the room, I would have 1 space to the right of the chest and then 6 spaces to the left with a ceiling height of 4 blocks. Now from the chest, leave 2 blocks to the left and break the 3rd block on the wall. Dig into the wall a total of 3 blocks and then break the rest of the blocks to the left. This will be our villager holding cell. I mean, his exclusive underground apartment. Now inside of this 4x3 cell, place a bed in the far left corner, a workstation of some type in the right corner, and then a bell 2 blocks above the workstation, leaving a space above and below it. Now use some fence and place it in line with the chest like this. You can put some on the ceiling as well, but it doesn't really matter. Add a few torches so no mobs will spawn down here, and then boom, we have successfully created a mini village. I'm gonna go ahead and make my room look super cool because I'll be using this a lot, and finished! I've decorated the walls with pillager banners because the last thing I want them to see before they die are the flags of their fallen comrades. We are nearly done, but before we leave this area, let's put a few temporary blocks. Soon we're going to be luring a village down here, and we need to make sure that we do so safely. So go back over by the chest and then place a single block on top of it. Then on top of the hopper, place some water using a bucket. You're now done with this room and you can go back up to the top. Step 5 is placing water sources and trapdoors. Starting lower and working our way up, we're going to go into the bottom square area, and in the corner where our drop-down tube is, break these 2 blocks and place stairs. This will help prevent the pillagers from getting stuck. In the opposite corner of the drop-down, place a water source. This will push all the pillagers into the hole once they've fallen down into this area. Now go up to the next level, and what we want to do is replace the edges of this diamond shape with stairs here as well. It should take a total of 12 stairs in this upper layer, and just try to have all these stairs pointing towards the middle. I use a different color stairs here to more easily show you how this should look. Next, we will want to place 1 water source in all 4 corners. I would recommend doing this from outside the square so that you don't have to build your way out. The water source should flow all the way to the edge, but then won't drop down. Once we have the water sources down, it's time to place some trapdoors. Along the edges of this uppermost square, place trapdoors avoiding the corners. It will take 36 trapdoors in total, and once placed, go ahead and shut all of them. The pillagers are stupid idiots because when the trapdoor is shut, they think it's a block that they can stand on, so they jump up and walk towards the middle and then end up falling into the water that will push them into the center and down into the tube. Alright guys, congratulations, you're almost done. Step 6 is getting a villager into the farm. Depending on how far away the closest village is, and if you have to take them over any mountains or anything, this part can be a little tricky. But go ahead and go out to your world and find a villager and get him into a boat. Make sure that you use a regular villager that looks like this. Don't grab the ones that have the green and black shirt or whatever on, because they are unable to take a job. You can place a boat down in front of the villager and he will most likely just jump on into it. Once the villager is inside the boat, hop in and make your way towards the ocean, and then head towards your new home.
I have been chosen. Farewell, my friends. I go on to a better place.
If you need to get the villager up and over blocks, you can jump out of the boat and then place a workstation in the direction that you're trying to go, and then go back to the boat and break it. He should head towards the workstation. When he gets close, place the boat down again in front of him, trapping him. Break the workstation and then continue on. Also, if you need to move him a long distance, bring a bed so that the mobs won't kill the villager during the night. Once you've made it to your farm, go ahead and get the boat right next to the edge and then break it. He should hop up on the land and then use a workstation to lure him towards the trapdoors. Once he's next to the trapdoors, go ahead and push him in if he just doesn't fall in, and then break the workstation and head down to your mini village. Earlier, you placed a water block so that you would prevent him from taking any fall damage. Now you can break this block and let the water push him out into the room. Pick up the water source and then break the wooden fence, and the villager should become attached to this workstation. If he doesn't become attached to it, then you can just break it and replace it. Once he's back in his little apartment, go ahead and place the wooden fence back down, trapping him back there forever. Back over by the chest, place a single piece of carpet over the hopper. This will prevent XP from getting stuck in it. Then just double check that the hopper is going into the chest and place blocks 2 spaces above the chest. I use glass so that I can see the pillagers, but don't worry because they won't be able to see you. I left a space to the right here, and I made a trash can so that I can dispose of all the crap that the pillagers drop that I don't want, like the crossbows and redstone and stuff like that. Just dig down a few blocks and then place a trapdoor over it. You're officially all done with this room, and now you can head back up to the top. Wherever your ladders or stairs come out of, I would recommend placing trapdoors over the top of them so that any pillagers up top won't fall down into the hole. Head over to the square, and then you're going to want to place a few blocks going towards the gates so that you can place a lava bucket down. When you're close enough, crouch and then place a lava source on top of this center gate. Double check and make sure all 5 gates are open because this won't work if they're closed. This lava source will kill the Ravengers, the giant rhino-looking things, and prevent them from dropping down into this lower level. And boom, your farm is officially finished. In order to start the raid, you must find an Illager captain. These are the pillagers that have the banners on top of their heads. These guys can be found at a pillager outpost, and if you just run around the outpost a little bit, or if you trap yourself inside the tower, they'll usually just spawn pretty quick. Once you kill these guys, they'll drop a bad omen potion. It used to be that you would get the bad omen effect immediately once entering a village, but now you have a potion that you can drink whenever you want. Once you have the potion, make your way back over to your farm and drink the potion down inside of the room with the villager inside of it. After a few seconds, the raid will begin and the pillagers will start to fall down the tube. I recommend killing the pillagers right as they fall down. This isn't an issue with the normal ones, but when the evokers spawn, you know, the wizard guys that spawn the fairies, you want to kill these guys fast because the fairies will be able to fit through the 1x1 holes, so just make sure you kill them right when they fall. Again, if you kill them just a couple seconds after they fall, then you won't have any issues at all. Now, the difficulty that your game is set to will affect the amount of rounds that the raid has, or in other words, the difficulty affects the amount of loot that you can get. Having your game set to hard will allow you to get the most possible loot. Within one raid while on hard difficulty, you can get up to 6 Totems of Undying. And that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for watching the videos, and let me know what you think of this farm down in the comments below. I got this farm build from the popular Minecraft YouTuber Wattles. I added and changed a few things of my own to make the build a little bit easier, but his channel will be linked in the description below, so definitely check him out. Again, thanks guys for watching. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me know if you want me to make some more Minecraft tutorials. Have a great day, everybody, and peace out.